if Mars had trains? Not instead of rovers, not instead of landers or rockets, but alongside them. Because before any rails could exist, there were rovers. For decades, robotic explorers crawled across the Martian surface, slow, careful machines tracing paths through red soil. They drilled rocks, studied ancient landscapes, and sent fragments of data back to Earth. Rovers were the scouts. They went first. But Mars is vast, and rovers, no matter how capable, were never meant to move entire civilizations. So imagine a future where human activity on Mars grows. Pressurized habitats rise from the soil, research domes glow against the night, mining outposts dot the open desert plains. In that scenario, a new idea emerges: trains. The first Martian rail line begins inside a sealed station connected directly to a habitat dome. Passengers board pressurized rail cars while autonomous rovers guide cargo and inspect every meter of track. Outside, Mars is harsh and exposed. Thin air, extreme cold, dust storms that can stretch for hundreds of miles. So the trains don't rely on combustion. They glide on electric rails or magnetic levitation, powered by nuclear reactors and vast solar fields. With almost no air resistance and lower gravity, speed becomes something entirely new. Across the open Martian desert, the train accelerates. Faster than anything on Earth, faster than any rover could ever dream of. In this scenario, journeys that would take months by rover take only hours by rail. Stations hundreds of miles apart feel suddenly close. Distance shrinks. The train moves in near silence, slicing across red plains, ancient lava flows, and dry basins shaped by a long-lost climate. Outside the windows, the landscape barely seems to move at first. Then it blurs. Rovers still work below and beyond the rails. They patrol the route, clear dust, adjust the ports, and venture far from the tracks into terrain trains will never reach. Where rovers explore, trains connect. Freight convoys race across Mars carrying habitat modules, mining equipment, food, water, and oxygen. Entire sections of a colony move at speeds once reserved for spacecraft. Some lines run north toward the polar ice caps, others descend into Valles Marineris, following paths first traced by rovers, now crossed in minutes instead of months. At night, the train glows softly against the red ground. Lights reflect off iron-rich soil. Stars hang sharp and unmoving in the thin sky. Phobos flashes overhead. A rover pauses near the tracks as the train passes, windless and silent, then returns to its slow, methodical work. Mars becomes a planet of motion, a place where exploration leads to connection, where speed turns isolation into opportunity, where the distance between settlements is no longer measured in survival time, but in travel time. Because if Mars ever becomes more than a destination, rovers would find the way, and trains would carry the future across the desert.